The Munster champions announce a starting 15 that's a little different to what was named during the week. Anthony Lynch, as anticipated, failed to be given the green light, so Kieran O'Connor once again deputises at cornerback. The big shock in Croke Park is the dropping of James Masters at full forward. His place goes to under-21 star from Ballyclaw, Colm O'Neill, who now joins Daniel Goulding and Donnacha O'Connor in that inner line. It's a strong Cork team with Pearse O'Neill, Nicholas Murphy and Alan O'Connor forming a powerful triumvirate in the crucial middle area. The Leesiders also have an inspirational leader in centre-back Graham Canty. It's a Donegal team that seems to be gaining momentum at precisely the right time. Goalkeeper Michael Boyle is now clearly first-choice keeper, with a defence woven around a defensive tightness that the McGee brothers, Barry Monaghan and especially Carl Lacey can provide. Brendan Boyle and Kevin Cassidy are developing a partnership in the middle of the field, with Brian Roper's work rate around the 40 a vital ingredient in recent performances. The main man in attack is full forward Michael Murphy, who despite being only 19 has scored 28 points in 5 games. Paddy Kelly is the 12. So a little bit of nice ground control. Gives it in first Pearse O'Neill. Back out there's Daniel Goulding. Far inside is John Miskela. Fine move. Good score. Kick out by Michael Boyle. Donegal's plan, by the way, from these kick-outs will be to keep them away from Alan O'Connor and Nicholas Murphy as possible. So a lot of these kick-outs will be aimed at their half-backs and half-forwards. Graham Canty coming forward. In fouls Paul Kerrigan. Colm O'Neill is to his right. Here's O'Neill. Kerrigan runs it back. Here's O'Neill! He's the man on form. And that's why Conor Coonahan has put him at full forward. Kerrigan and O'Neill combined beautifully here. Kerrigan wanted it back, but he hit a real bullet, and it wasn't that far away from the bottom corner. Fine kick out by Michael Boyle. Loose ball picked up by John Miskela. Miskela has gone for the return, and it's duly delivered. And he's got the space here. Nice little dummy, nice little chink onto the left boot this time. And that is over the bar. Barry Monaghan comes in here. Son of Donegal, of course, who was Donegal's first All-Star back in 1972 at right cornerback. Kevin Cassidy from Guido, All-Star back in 2006. Shields knocks it away, comes for his Brian Roper, and that is over the bar. It's their first score since the first minute. And Brian Roper is always sniffing around there for a loose ball. Kieran O'Connor has come from left corner back. Well won by Colm O'Neill. Gone inside is Goulding! Oh! Right and wide.
Yeah, that's a wonderful, again, assist from Colm O'Neill into Daniel Goulding, and him coming forward. Just watch the angle of run that Goulding makes here. Should have made more use of the chance. So that's a second bad miss that Cork have had for goals.
Alan O'Connor lays it off far as Graham Canty. Nicholas seems to be in trouble with the knee. Graham Canty goes for height this time and runs away, knowing that the white flag will in fact be raised. Here's Colm O'Neill. On inside is Daniel Goulding. Daniel wanted it. O'Neill makes an angle. That's a sweet kick. Great score from Colm O'Neill. Kick out goes straight for Brendan Boyle. Route 1 up towards Michael Murphy, willing to take on Michael Shields. Gets the chance, but sends it wide. And every time that happens, frustration levels increase. John Joe Doherty, a worried man. Ball dropping in. Is there anybody there? Murphy gets a touch, and that's a point. That's Michael Murphy's second point of the match. Paddy Kelly, John Miskela. Miskela going for point number 3 with the fist, and it's over the bar. Conal Dunn goes for the long ball, in front of Michael Murphy. Pushes away Michael Shields. Murphy turns, and he's the one star for Donegal, you'd have to say. And he won't be 20 until during the week. Here's David Walsh trying to create an opportunity, but Graham Canty's not falling for any trickery. This is a little bit better chance. They're queuing up here. Here's Donegal, blocked. Comes back outside towards Eamon McGee, loses possession. And back there is Alan O'Connor helping out his defence. And any neutrals here in Croke Park, I think will be shouting for Donegal, on the basis that they just want to see a good game of football now in this All-Ireland quarter-final, and perhaps see Cork test it. Donnacha O'Connor back to Paddy Kelly. Paul Kerrigan wanted it, now gets it. And it's a good ball into Kerrigan, goal! And that is surely the end of this quarter-final.
Kerrigan again taking the ball at pace, not the first time he's done it. Finish it with a real flourish. Great goal for Cork.
Nicholas Murphy. O'Neill. More trouble for Donegal. It's O'Connor. Oh, off the post.
Just watch, it's so easy that time. Frank McGlynn left in his wake, but again, O'Connor should have made more of that opportunity.
Pierce O'Neill. Here's John Miskela. Scored 3 points in the opening half. Steadying himself. Gets inside the cover. Taps it over the bar for his fourth. And Donegal defenders are looking out to their midfielders, their half-backs and their half-forwards, and their arms outstretched, protesting. What in the name of God are you doing further out the field? Nicholas Murphy, Paul Kerrigan, Donnacha O'Connor. Gone through the centre, Fintan Gould. He wants to score. Just has. It's easy, really, when you're dominant in every position, almost every position on the field. High ball sent in towards Michael Murphy. This is Murphy, good running off the ball. There's a chance here for Kavanagh. It has to be a goal. It's a goal for Donegal.
No, a great ball initially from Kevin Cassidy again. Full fair play to Michael Murphy again. Won the ball extremely well. And again, Kavanagh outside of the foot, coming in at pace, off the shoulder. Lovely body swerve there. And again, helped into the net by O'Connor, but it's Kavanagh's goal.
Here's Paddy Cassan. Good footballer, this lad. And he's able to take his points. Another one of the Clyde Rovers lads. Self and Ray Carey representing their clubs here. Picked up this time by Barry Dunyan. There's a chance here for Michael Murphy on the run. Kicks his point. Well, I have to say I'm hugely impressed with Michael Murphy. I really think he's worked so hard, not alone in taking scores himself, but creating opportunities for others as well. Here's a chance for Donegal. Chance of a goal. Brilliantly tucked away. Stephen Griffin is the man.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Again, Murphy with his hand to the ball again. Griffin, who played most of the National League again. Wonderful finish and well capable of that.
John Hayes. Paddy Cassan is coming from a left half-back position, going for his second point of the game, and Paddy Cassan will keep the pressure on his colleagues for a position on the starting 15 for an All-Ireland football semi-final. Not bad for a substitute. Well, the agony is over for Donegal, but you have to give credit to Donegal. They were beaten in most sectors of the field, but you also have to say that their spirit was never quenched. They kept at it. Donegal have to go back to the drawing board and they'll wonder what happened here this afternoon. Full-time score in this All-Ireland quarter-final: Cork 127, Donegal 210.
We probably played well early on, got a few scores on the board, and definitely, the games that Donegal had certainly seemed to take the toll on them, and we've all been in situations like that, where things start going wrong and things get worse and worse, and unfortunately for them, now on the downside from our point of view, we conceded 2-10, so we certainly have a lot of work to do.
Cork came and really tore into us from the word go. We thought the 5-week break that they had might have worked against them, but everything they seemed to hit in the first half went over the bar, and fair play to them. They pushed on and really outplayed us, really.
We're pleased to win. You come up here to an All-Ireland quarter-final, and if you win by a point or if you win by a bit more like we did today, you're pleased to win. But ideally we'd have preferred maybe a tougher game to learn a small bit more about the team. The break, we didn't know the 4-week break, whether it was going to run for us, or whether it was freshness, or whether it was maybe a bit of rustiness. But luckily enough, we got a good start and things went all right for us.
The game was over at half time, and it was just a matter of trying to hang in there right to the end. And they battled away well. But on the day, Cork were a far better team, and we have no excuses.
All right, a fair appraisal, Tony. But for Cork, I mean, they looked brilliant at times.
Yeah.
But 27 points, I mean, they're not going to get that against Tyrone.
127, it actually looks like some score that you'd have in opening a field in a festival or something like that, But look, you can't take that away from Cork, really.
Sure.
The 4-week break, everybody was worried about it because we didn't really know how they were going to react, because it's very hard to keep freshness. But obviously Limerick did Cork a huge favour the way they put it up to Cork in the Munster final. And Cork reacted very well. But I thought Donegal's tactics at the start of the game, by withdrawing into defence as they did, invited Cork onto them, and look, Cork gladly accepted the invitation and got the scores. But they haven't learned much about themselves. But I suppose you're into the semi-final of the All-Ireland, and that's the objective from the very start. So
tactically it went wrong for Donegal, but are they that bad, having beaten Derry and Galway? I mean, you can't equate that form with today, Kevin.
Well, they didn't overly impress us, I think, last weekend in beating Galway, I have to say, because I based it on pace and tempo. It didn't reflect what the requirement would be when you got to Croke Park onto the big pitch, where they were going to meet a Cork team that we know are essentially built for Croke Park. They're big, strong, powerful men. And John Gidardi is absolutely correct. The game was well over at half-time. I mean, 14 points win, it could have been a 24.
13-3 at half-time.
Yeah, I mean, the game, it was... So the problem for it is, the only thing that they've learned is that Cork are a good team. The country and Cork now know they're a good team. They're a very good team. But beyond that, they haven't learned anything about themselves. Today is really it's a dead match for them in many respects, because they have not been tested. But by God, they will be the next day.
Yeah, not that anyone will fancy playing them.
Of course, absolutely. Yeah, they were superb.
Yeah, Tony, as a next Cork half-back yourself, the half-backs today for Cork were really imposing.
Yeah, John Mescal, the whole lot of them, Graham Canty, they really did very well. And I suppose, look, as a former half-back myself, I used to love to attack, and I remember John Kearns always giving out to me, get back, he said, do your job, But there we saw John Mescal out my up, but Rory Cavanagh went back. And here we've seen over the last few weeks, we saw Antrim against Tyrone, where Terry O'Neill went back, and so Ryan McMiniman followed him up the field and did wreck. Same thing today, Rory Cavanagh went up, and sure, John Mescal would kick points all day for you, Any half-back nowadays, anyone working around the middle eight, the three half-forwards, the midfield or half-backs will score for you. Here he goes up again, kicks it over the bar. Terry O'Neill did the same against Kerry, and Michael McCarthy went up the field, and so Rory Cavanagh went back, and this is what happens today. That's what a half-back does. Sees the opportunity in front of him, runs forward in the confidence that your place is covered, that there's someone covering you. And that's a lovely shimmy.
Nice solo,
two with his left, one with his right, two with his right, one with his left, and one with a punch.
Yeah.
Nice going. But it will not be that easy again. Look, they're not even being... Look, so that's too easy. But again, a good score by Graham on the outside of the D's, kicks it over the bar, but I can tell you, he'll have Brian Dooher in his face the next day. He won't be able to do that.
Still, it was extraordinary accuracy as well.
Good score.
Good score. It really was.
Paul Kerrigan's goal. You were impressed with that, Kevin?
Well, two aspects of it. The pressure that Cork brought to bear when Donegal were here. We can see them throwing bodies, Miscula coming across, straight away closing it down again, and eventually robbed by Alan O'Connor. Yeah, and here, watch this. How he just breaks out big, powerful...